All right, this is Gillman, and I am joined as always by Zach.
We are here from MyGamer.com, and today we are playing the Contra demo, the Operation Galuga. And at the time of this stream, just the demo was available. This is on Switch, and the full game is supposed to launch next weekend. I played this demo. The demo's been out for like a week or something at this point, maybe even longer. And I played the demo, and I was like, I kind of really like this. This is kind of a good game. I think they did a really good job with this.
Well, it's
I'm
way
excited to
forward.
play. It's Wayforward. They kind of know what they're doing, and there's just a because they also made Contra 4 on the DS,
That game was
and
awesome.
yeah, and this game I think is even better. I mean, even from the demo that I played. So right here, this is the demo's only the first two levels, and the first two levels they kind of just bleed into one another. So I don't know if you can actually call like there's no like set. This is level one, and then you get a transition to level two. It just kind of like keeps going. And at the end of the first stage is the typical base thing that you got to blow up, but it's different now. Like it grows on kind of like it pops up on both sides, and then that you blow that up, and then you got to go up the waterfall, and then you got to fight that big alien thing with the wacky arms. So it's like a good callback, I think, to the original first Contra. And what I like about this is the weapon system. So like if you just pick up one spread gun, you shoot 3 bullets. But then if you pick up another spread gun while you're holding the spread gun, now it's 5 bullets, which you have here. And then you could switch between the two using the right and left shoulder buttons. So you can hold two at the same time, which is nice. And then there's like different difficulty settings where if you say if I die, you can still hold on to it. That you can get a life bar instead of just like a one-hit death now. So there's a lot of cool quality of life enhancements, and plus the double jump. We didn't even talk about the double jump yet. I think the double jump right alone just kind of like makes the
Yeah, I
game
just
way
noticed
better.
that I have a double jump, so
Yeah, it's a huge game changer because like in, for example, like Contra 4 on DS, because it was vertically oriented. It was like the two screens combined. You got the grapple hook that shot straight up, but here it's like a longer screen, so you don't really need a grapple hook anymore. But the double jump though, man, is a huge saver. You don't have to commit to just like one big jump. Like it's just a lot easier. So yeah, really. And the other thing too is like the weapons, like all the weapons are good. Like here, the laser gun is actually like good and powerful. Like in the original NES version, like the laser kind of sucked. That like fuzzy beam gun that like shot like the fuzz balls that like went in a circle. That gun really wasn't the best. But here, every gun is good and it means something, and you can power it up. And then if you hold down the left trigger, you can sacrifice that gun for like one big screen clearing attack. So a lot of cool new features that I really like with this.
okay, so he made me do that. Whatever.
Yeah, and then did you play? Did you click on easy mode when you booted this up?
No, this is hard mode. Of course it
Damn.
is.
Yeah. So I played it on easy, and you'll be able to get up to the boss here, the base boss, and you'll probably be able to beat it. By the way, the heat seeker gun that you have here is awesome. That might be, I think it's better than the spread shot because it just homes in on everybody. It's great. You don't have to even point in that right direction. So yeah, definitely hold on to that gun. That's what you want. But the second boss, if we'll get up to him, which is the big alien wacky wavy arm boss, he's tough because he's moves around. He's got his tail attack that like comes from the foreground of the screen and like hits you in like the background. It's pretty cool. So like I said, I think they just did a really good job with this. Really enjoying the demo and curious to see what the final result is going to be. There's different playable characters too. We didn't really show it here at the beginning of the stream, but you can play as not only the Contra guys, you can play as the Probotectors, which was the European version of Contra because you couldn't shoot humans. That was like a no-no back in the day. So
Oh,
they're a nice callback to all the Contras from. Oh, you just took one right in the face on that. Damn.
but no, I'm on easy. I would put it on very easy if I could.
Yeah, easy mode because you get a life bar. Okay, here's the first boss. Yeah, because then you
you
can
can
play it
turn
on.
that off too, even on easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have the option. So after you blow this thing up, then it's gonna like kind of come from the left.
This I'm pretty sure is in every fucking Contra game.
Yeah, this is like the standard boss of level 1.
Yeah, every Contra, and it's just sort of like getting you back into the
Yeah,
groove.
it's just it's a nice beginner level. You kind of start in the jungle. Okay, so here's what's cool is like it new. This is new.
Oh,
This was not. So not only does it come from both sides, it comes from like the background. Now you got to shoot everything. So all those little things on the like the 8 blue ones, they just kind of shoot lasers, but you really got to kill like the main big eyeball thing in the middle. That's like the main energy source. So yeah, this is totally new, but I think it still fits the Contra theme.
narrative.
It still fits the Contra 1 first level, you know. There we go.
Well, it's like the first half level or something.
Yeah,
Because it's
so
the wall, and then you go, and it's
yep. So here you go with and you could climb up you could climb up the sides, I think.
oh,
There, yeah, see, and now you could double jump your way onto and you could hang on that thing, you jump up there. So this is what I'm saying, like it's not like this is level 1, this is level 2. It just kind of one area just bleeds right into the next. So this is clearly the waterfall level of Contra, the second level of Contra 1. You could climb up the walls here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you got it. Like he kind of like auto pops up when you get to the top, like he flings himself up.
yeah. I was not expecting.
Yeah, I did this. I say that because I did the exact same thing the first time, and you're like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Like it's better because he just kind of pops up himself. You don't have to like waste a jump on it.
Yeah, but also like it's it just fucks you up if you're not expecting it.
Yeah, you learn that lesson one time, and now you're good to go. You got it. Then you could climb up on the wall on the right.
Can you?
Yep.
Oh well, then I'm just an
See,
idiot.
that's another thing that you learn because you always forget about the vertical climbing.
The other times that you'd been able to climb something, it had been fuck you. It had been there was like a graphic on the wall that
Yeah,
kind
you
of
could
hinted
do
you could.
Yeah, you could do it on the Super Nintendo version, or yeah, it was the Super Nintendo version. You could climb vertically too.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a pretty hard game. I got up to the wacky wavy arm boss, and then I died. So and I didn't survive too long with the wacky wavy arm boss because it's tough, but it's good. So that like if you play this again, like you'll be able to get further than what you did last time because you just kind of like learn.
It seems to like to load.
I've noticed that the loading and then at times it does skip some frames, like it'll drop some
Yeah,
frames.
it definitely hiccuped at least once.
It hiccuped. Yep, and I that could just be the demo. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because it's just the not finished release demo version. So it's just something to be aware of. But
absolutely.
Still not like it cuts. It hiccuped when like it transitioned from that first level to the second level. So it wasn't like.
And I've seen like bigger budget games.
Yes, in the middle of it's in the middle of a thing where you're gonna like, oh, that because of the hiccup I died. Like, no, that's not.
Yeah, no, it's a borderline cutscene. I jumped right into that.
It happens.
Yeah, so have you been playing anything new or noteworthy?
Yeah, so I got a bunch of games that I got to review. One of them is a game called Berserk Boy, which actually came out today at the time of this stream, which is kind of like a heavily inspired by Mega Man X, but it's not. It's definitely a Mega Man game, but it does so many different things that you can't really call it a direct Mega Man clone. It's inspired by, but not a clone. That does just so many things. So I'm playing through that on Switch. Came out today, and then I'm also excited because I reviewed a while back the making of Karateka, which is Digital Eclipse's Gold Master series. That was their first issue episode. I'm not even sure what you want to call it because it's such a unique thing. And they just came out where their second version is coming out next week, which is about Llamasoft, which is the Jeff Minter story. I didn't really know who Jeff was, but he's this crazy, awesome, kind of hippie, cool dude who's been developing games for like 30, 40 years in Europe. And I don't really know too much about it, so I'm actually excited to learn because
so is it just a documentary, or?
That's the thing. Is like, if you checked out the making of Karateka, think of it like an interactive DVD multimedia thing that was big in like the mid 2000s. Like that was the cool thing. You know,
Oh yeah, there was the Black Mirror episode. The Black Mirror movie did that.
There's so many. It's basically like an interactive timeline. Like you literally click on a thing and it kind of goes from like year to year. And then like, here's what happened this time. And you click on it, like, here's his notes, here's a scan, here's the early first version of a game that he made that was never released that you get to play. And then like you click down like 2 more, 6 months down the line, it's like, here's the next version of it. So you get to play these games that were never released, but you get to see them in their different increments.
Oh, that's really cool.
And so it's super, it's like this if you were to just play like a ROM of this, like just like an early version of this guy's game leaked, like it wouldn't really, like, you could play, be like, okay, that's cool. You play it for 4 seconds. You're like, okay, cool. I'm never going to play that again. But when you play it within the context
of this
whole documentary thing, it makes sense. It means more. I found myself playing these games, longer, like way longer than I would have like in any other circumstance, because it means something. It holds weight. So I'm playing through. I just started playing. I just got through like chapter 1. I think there's 4 chapters in this next version. So I'm excited to check that out. And that game comes out next week, like Tuesday. So I actually want to play that over the next couple of days so I can try to write about it and get a review out day 1, because Digital Eclipse used one of my quotes for my review in like their marketing, which is awesome. I always appreciate that. I always think that's cool whenever something like that happens. But it's like a genuinely a cool thing that I want to play and learn about, because I actually like Karateka, and you might know later Prince of Persia. Like, so you might have a general knowledge of Jordan Mechner, whether it's vaguely or not. I knew of Karateka when I was a young kid. I remember coming out and playing it on a PC.
I remember it was
a huge deal back in the day.
Deal.
Yeah, and so like, but if you weren't around back in the day, like you would probably not understand like how much weight this game had.
And you play it and you're like, yeah, I can understand. This is like the first fighting game.
It was the first fighting game. It used like musical tones when music wasn't even really a thing back then. So
sound
like
effects
all these
were
things,
barely a thing.
That's what it was. It was sound effects, and then if you combine them, you could kind of make like a tone. Anyway, you might have a general knowledge of Karateka, maybe Prince of Persia, like I said, but like for me, I don't really know anything about Llamasoft, if I'm being honest. I'm an older gamer like you, but I still don't really know anything about Llamasoft, so I'm excited to learn about like this piece of gaming history.
There was no social media, so it's not like now that people will talk to you about every single fucking step in the process. And it's like,
yes,
yeah, it's interesting and stuff, but there's really no mystery left in game development because it's one of those, what the fuck?
Oh, and you spawned up on the thing. What's wild is like, so the Jordan Mechner making of Karateka, he was a kid. He was, in his teens and then in his 20s and stuff. And he was like, he had the foresight to document all of his work, his notes, and then not only that, but save them. He saved all this stuff in a box. He just handed this box over to Digital Eclipse and like, here's my memories, here's my notes. You want to do something with this? And Digital Eclipse is like, yes, holy cow, this is a gold mine. So they were able to scan all that stuff and then put it in this game. But like, if he didn't have all these notes and stuff, it wouldn't have held the same it wouldn't have the same effect. You know what I mean? Like you need like kind of these notes and these primitive early game builds and things to like for it to fully make sense. And he had all that stuff so then like this is just a way to like put it all together. So it's so like to make a game like this, you have to have the content to support it. And he did. He had all this stuff from the early 80s that he kept in a box for decades, and then they were able to repurpose it, which is
it's sort of like the Nintendo Mega Leak.
Oh man,
yeah. It seems like without it, he had journals and shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what he had. It's nuts, dude. So like, if you ever have the chance, I highly recommend checking out the making of. It's on everything, even Switch and PC and stuff. It's one of those things that it'll go on sale for cheap, I think, soon. But I think it's only $20. It's not even like a full retail release or anything like that. It's on a budget, but definitely worth it. This is that boss, by the way. So you got to attack his little tentacle arms, and then he also has like a tail. So you kind of have to keep moving left and right, or you're going to get nailed by his tail. See, like his little So keep moving. You use the homing missile. Watch out for his acid breath that goes on if you get hit by the burning. Yeah, because that's how I got killed a lot. So you can blow up each of his arms and his face.
Yeah. Yeah, there's... God, I remember when Contra 1 came out. I'm that old.
I mean, Contra on original Nintendo was like... Everybody had that game. Like, if you had a Nintendo...
You either had it or you rented it fairly regularly.
Everybody that I knew that had a Nintendo... had Contra. Everybody had Mario, and like Contra was probably like the next game that like everybody had.
Well, Mario came with the system.
Oh, I think you killed him. And then I think this is the end of the demo, and then when you beat it, it says like, "Hey, thanks for playing the demo. Yeah, you'll unlock a thing when you play the full version here."
Cool. Stage complete. My best weapon, homing. No shit.
See, you'll receive a special bonus when you play the full game. I don't know what that bonus is, but pretty cool.
Good by me.
So yeah, this is the demo version of Contra Operation Galuga. We are from MyGamer.com. Go check out the full version of Contra when it comes out next week, and put us in your favorites. MyGamer.com. Bookmark us. Check us out. We're covering the games that nobody else is covering, and then you can follow me on Twitter at ZachGaz, ZACKGAZ. And until next time, thank you for watching and game on.